Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sixth episode of SonoranSportsCards. Today, we are going to talk about soccer. And if you have no clue how to watch soccer or how to follow it, or you think it's boring, well, conveniently for you, he does too. Um, so today, I'm just going to walk through kind of how English soccer works because that's what I watch. And hopefully you can follow along and learn some stuff. But before we get there, Mikey, do you have anything in sports that you want to talk about?
Not really, man. I mean, right now with the NFL, free agency hasn't opened. It's right after the Super Bowl, so this is normally the time of the year when NFL news is really dead. All it is rumors that you can't really rely on because half of them turn out not to be true. Then on the NBA side, the trade deadline already hit, so it's basically just people battling it out right now, just trying to get into those playoff plan spots. So there's really not too much big news on the basketball and football side. Then over in baseball, I think you still have that lockout happening, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, there's supposed to be some news that dropped about it today or tomorrow. So,
yeah,
I heard that the talks were like going in a goodish direction, but I don't know. There's still a lot that needs to be done before
right.
there's any kind of season. And where you talked about basketball, you said it's like in the latter stages. That's pretty much mirrors exactly where soccer is. So the first thing is how does the season work? Well, if you support an English Premier League club like I do, right? I got Manchester City right here. There's 20 teams in the English Premier League, and you just play each of those other 19 teams twice. All right, so you play 38 games in the Premier League regular season. And if you're like, okay, well, then how do you decide who wins the Premier League? It's based off of points. So if you guys pull up the Premier League table on Google, which is what Mikey and I have up right now,
Yes, sir.
you will see that Manchester City has 66 points, Liverpool has 60, Chelsea has 50. And how do they get those points? Well, you get 3 points for a win, you get 1 point for a draw, and you get 0 points for a loss.
Does a team ever have points like deducted from them somehow? For like, anything like if they're
Mm,
penalized or the organization gets in trouble, that kind of stuff.
yes. And exactly what you just said. If their organization gets in trouble for stuff, they will get points reduced from them and stuff like that.
Okay.
If they get caught cheating or if they broke some kind of like financial thing. But yeah, it doesn't really happen all that often, obviously. And if you're looking at the table like Mikey and I are, you see just huge discrepancies, right? You see Manchester City up there with
Yeah.
66 points. And then way at the bottom in 20th place, you see Norwich City with 17 points. So how does that work? How do you get teams that are so different? Well, financially in English soccer, if you have a really rich owner, you have a really rich team. So you can just buy better players, pretty much. It's like
Right.
pure capitalism, no salary cap really. Like there's like certain rules when it comes to like signing windows, like how many dollars worth of players you can bring in all at once, but there's ways to get around that, and you really get this crazy discrepancy where you have like a top, I don't know, like really right now it's a top two. It's just Manchester City and Liverpool, but usually Chelsea and Manchester United and Arsenal and Tottenham are all up there, and they make out the top six, which are like the at least of the past like 15 years, those top six clubs that are always going to be winning everything for the most part. So, and once they get done with those 38 games, whoever has the most points just wins the title. And I know for you American viewers, that's weird. Just like, Mike's a little
So there's no
perplexed.
no championship or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no postseason tournament like you have in basketball or playoffs like you have in football and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing like that. But what there is there are other tournaments that happen during the season. All right. And for an English club like Manchester City, they are in the FA Cup right now,
Okay.
which is this tournament that encompasses all 10 leagues in England. So the Premier League is the top league. That's league number one, but there's 10 of those. So think about that. If you do the math there, that's like 200 teams. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of
All
crazy.
from England. Yeah. And obviously, if as you get towards the bottom in those like from like level 5 down to level 10, you're getting people that
Right.
work other jobs, like that are just like semi-professional soccer players and stuff like that. But the FA Cup is a tournament that's been around for over 100 years. Um, and everybody in England from those top 10 leagues plays in it in some capacity. But yeah, as you can probably assume, the person that wins the FA Cup is typically going to be one of those teams from the Premier League because how are you going to match up a team with people that have day jobs versus a fully
Yeah,
professional
someone
team?
who just gets paid a lot of money to just sit there and
Yeah,
practice
but
soccer
it's
the entire day.
yeah, but it's a really like historic tournament, and it's kind of cool if you're one of the clubs of those like really really or sorry, one of the fans of one of those really small clubs to at least get to see your team go up against Liverpool or Chelsea or whatever. And sometimes um crazy things do happen and you get upsets. Like
Yeah.
there's upsets generally every year. But usually it weeds itself out by the time you get to the FA like the latter stages. Usually it's all leveled out. So Manchester City plays tomorrow against a club called Petersborough, which I should probably know what league they're in, but let me look that up. Let's see. Let's see where Petersborough United Football Club, what league they're in. They're in the championship, so they're in the second league, so it's not like that crazy of a difference. Liverpool played Norwich, which those are both two English Premier League teams. Tottenham plays Middlesbrough. Crystal Palace plays Stoke. Southampton plays West Ham. Nottingham Forest versus Huddersfield. And Everton versus Boreham Wood. But you'll notice even in that list, we're down to 16 teams, and there's a lot of teams in there that aren't Premier League teams, right?
Quite a
And
few.
for instance, Manchester United and Arsenal aren't there because they've already got knocked out, which is pretty funny. Because I hate Manchester United, and they're not there because they lost to Middlesbrough. So makes me laugh. But yeah, I mean, if you asked me who do I think's gonna win it all, I'm gonna pick who I think's. I mean, I'm gonna pick either Man City, Liverpool, or Chelsea as far as the FA Cup's concerned, and either Liverpool or City are gonna win the Premier League because City has 6 more points than Liverpool on the table, but Liverpool has what's called a game in hand because if you look, they've only played 26 games, whereas Manchester
Yeah.
City's played 27. So if they theoretically win that, then it's only 63 to 66, so that gap's pretty small. Um, but yeah, if you look at that Premier League table, Manchester City 27 games played, so they only have 11 games left. Um, it's going to come down to the wire between Manchester City and Liverpool. Those
Yeah.
are two great teams for sure, right there. And they do play against each other. I believe it's next month. Don't hold me to that though, but they do play against each other somewhere towards the end, and that game will obviously be huge. So that's the FA Cup and the Premier League. The other tournament that happens is called the League Cup or the Carabao Cup. It's sponsored by some sports drink, or maybe not sports drink, energy drink called Carabao, which apparently exists in England. Yep. And that's a lot like the FA Cup, except it's only open to the top 4 leagues. So I guess you get overall better soccer, but it just doesn't have the history of the FA Cup, so nobody cares about it. Um, the
Right.
only the only people that care about it are the people who won because then they can say we have a trophy, that's about it. And that just happened yesterday was the final of that tournament. Chelsea and Liverpool played in honestly a spectacular game. I know Mikey's going to be like, "How is it spectacular? Nobody scored a goal." And you're right, Mikey. It is kind of hard. But if you
Yeah.
watched it, um, it was really amazing goalkeeping. Like there was a lot of shots on target and stuff like that, but a lot of amazing saves throughout it. So it went through the regular time with no goals, went to extra time. So by that point, you regular time, extra time is 2 full hours of soccer. Nobody scored, so it went to penalties. Um, and they just started doing the penalty shootout, and everybody was making them. All right, each team made their first 10 penalties, so it came down to um, shots number 11 for both teams, which there's only 10 outfield players, so shots number 11 are the goalkeepers going at it. And Liverpool's goalkeeper just put it right in the top left corner. It was nasty. And then Chelsea's goalkeeper,
Chelsea.
who they subbed in, Mikey, for the penalties. Like they apparently established him um as their like special penalty kick goalkeeper.
Yeah, and it
Um
was.
and like I said, the whole regular game, their goalkeeper Mendy was amazing throughout the whole thing, and he's been amazing. I think he won goalkeeper of the year actually, for like all of soccer, not just Premier League soccer. But they subbed him out, threw this dude in. He didn't block a single penalty kick, and then when he went up to take his, he just skied it, just over
Yeah, that
everything.
sounds like bad coaching.
Yeah, you could definitely question that coaching, and I don't think anybody in the world was all that upset that Chelsea lost, given who they're owned by. We already talked about how if you have more money, you can do pretty much anything you want, right? You can buy anybody.
Build a
And
super team.
Chelsea is owned by an oil tycoon from Russia called Abramovich, and people don't like Russia right now, so I don't think anybody was upset that. And I want to make it
That
clear, I
they
also don't like
lost.
Russia right now. Like,
Nah, nobody does.
yeah, yeah, Russia, leave Ukraine alone, and Ukrainian people keep kicking Russia's ass. All right, like everyone's like all posting online, like, "Oh, we're with you, Ukraine." I hope you are. Like, I
Yeah,
hope there's
like
not.
how. I hope you're not with Russia. What?
Yeah, yeah. I was in Salt Lake over the past couple of days, and there's like protests in front of like the Salt Lake Capitol. There, people with the Ukraine flags were like, "We're with you, Ukraine." And I was like, I hope everybody is, for the
He's got the
most
one
part.
guy across the street waving the Russian flag. Like,
Yeah, I don't think anybody's tying their horse to that one.
fuck
All
no.
right. So that's we've done the League Cup. We've talked about the FA Cup. We've
Yes, sir.
talked about the Premier League. So the last tournament and the most important one, in my opinion, is the Champions League. Which that is not just an English tournament. That is open to all major European leagues, and it's pretty much like the big teams from each country's league go and play against each other in this big giant knockout tournament, which you get amazing soccer. You get matchups like Atletico Madrid from Spain versus Manchester United, which that game happens in like 2 weeks. Or you get Real Madrid versus Paris Saint-Germain, which happens in like 9 days. You get Manchester City versus Sporting from Portugal. So you just get all these matchups of all these really big teams. And so that's really the soccer that everyone likes. Like if you're
Yeah.
not into soccer all that much, those are the games I'd recommend because you're going to recognize most of those team names at least, and you'll recognize a lot of those players, right? Because
Yeah.
you'll get everybody big in there, and you'll get your Ronaldos, your Messis, your Neymars, Mbappes, all the big stuff. You get all the big money teams. And so, Mike, if you go back to that Premier League table real quick,
I'm still on it here.
yeah, how we decide who gets in the Champions League from England at least. You see that little, is that blue next to one, two, three, and four?
Yeah, then the orange is number 5.
Yeah, whoever finishes in the top four spots makes it into the Champions League from England. And that holds true for like a lot of the big ones like Spain, um, France, Germany, and Italy. Those are the top five leagues are those ones, and they all get about 3 to 4 people in based on their top 3 or 4 teams. And then the other things that are marked on there, like 5, 6, and 7, those go in like the lesser tournament called the Europa League, which is to showcase those teams that may not have like all the elite money of the top teams in the league, but at
Right.
least give them a tournament to go win. And so the Europa works just like the Champions League, except it's just with like 5, 6, and 7. And then if you look all the way at the bottom, you see 18, 19, and 20 on the Premier League. That's where you don't want to be,
Relegation.
Mikey. Yeah, that's where you don't want to be because in soccer, they're savage. And if you suck and you end the season in 18, 19, and 20, you just get dropped from the league. And you go
That's
down to
crazy.
you go down to the next level. So as of right now, Burnley, Watford, and Norwich are going to be going to the championship, and then the top three teams in the championship are going to be coming up to the Premier League next year. So that would be like if in basketball we were like Pistons and Magic, we're tired of you sucking, and Rockets, you're our three worst teams, you're leaving, and we're bringing up like the best three teams from the G League or whatever. Like that would be the
I
equivalent of that. I know
Look,
a lot of
I
people talk
like
about
the
like what if we did it in
idea.
football.
I like the idea, but I would feel bad for the fans of those teams because like, all
No,
their
it is
merch,
really
like
devastating, yeah, because they like lose all their financial capability, right? Think
yeah,
about it. You're not getting the big TV deals anymore. So a lot of the players on those teams, first off, don't want to compete in not the Premier League, right? So they're going to be like, well, I went out of my contract. I don't want to be here.
yeah.
Um, and then yeah, there's going to be way less money for them to sign people. So, but you do get teams that bounce up and down a lot, like Leeds and Brentford. Sorry, the teams that were just in it and that are new to the Premier League this year are Brentford, Watford, and Norwich. So as you can see, a lot of times when they get bumped up, they just get sent back down pretty quickly and stuff like that. But Manchester City, for instance, was not in the Premier League 20 years ago. They were a pretty bad team, but then they got some rich owner that came in and dumped a whole bunch of money in them, and now they're up at the top. So I guess anything
Easy
can
clap,
happen. Um, so
easy clap.
hope your team gets bought out by some shitty person. I guess I don't know what to
Hell
say.
yeah.
Like, yeah, like all the teams at the top don't really have what you would say are respectful or respectable owners by any means. So like, yeah, and if you're I guess that's it for my run through of English soccer, but if you're like wondering what team you should start cheering for, I don't know. I'd pick one of those teams like I mean I'm supporting the team at the top, so I guess if you want to support a team that wins everything, support City or Liverpool. But if you want to support a team that is like in the middle of the table, that's probably where I'd advise you to go. So from like spots like 6 through 13, pick a team there. I mean, straight up, I was like, whose team do I like the seal the most for? And Manchester City's is like sky blue and has a boat on it, and I was like, that's pretty cool, so I'm gonna go with that. And that's what I did 10 years ago, and now look at me. It paid off pretty well, I'd say. So, um, Chelsea has probably the best American player on their team, so if that's something that you're interested in, I guess you could support them. Although their owner sucks.
Yeah.
Manchester United has Ronaldo on their team right now, but he's old as hell, so that probably won't last at all. Arsenal has a lot of young people, and their symbol is a shield with a cannon on the front of it, so that's cool. Tottenham has a chicken, so they're called the Hotspurs. So if you wanna support a chicken, go ahead. But yeah, just pick a team. All right. Don't pick a team at the bottom because you'll be frustrated when they go down. Um, but just pick a team and start watching them. Like if you're interested in the game. And yes, the games do end in low scores. But it's all about the build up to that. But I know some people don't appreciate that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But all I can say is let's go Manchester City. Use all that nice oil money that you have and buy all the players, which is what they've been doing for a while. So everyone right now, like with the thing that's happening to the
Cries about super team in NBA. Goes for super team in soccer.
amen, brother. Um, everybody is like a bunch of Chelsea fans are I'm imagining are being like shit. I mean like do I want to keep supporting my team? I mean you don't really have control over who buys your team. Like and Chelsea has been around way longer than that asshole has owned their team. So like I don't know. Like and truthfully Chelsea fans, not really anybody has any room to talk, right? All everybody else's club is owned by kind of shitheads too. So I guess I don't want you guys to feel that bad. Um, but I don't like Chelsea, so you guys can f off too. Mike, you ready to open some packs?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, yeah. Before we switch
Want
cameras,
to
I'll
show
just
these
show
packs
off
off? Yeah.
show off the packs. All right, we're gonna open 2 soccer Cello packs today. We got 2020 Chronicles soccer, which you actually get cards from 3 different leagues. I think it's the Premier League,
Oh,
La
so are the
Liga, which is
packs
the
for
Spanish
soccer?
league.
Are you buying like specific league ones usually?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
The reason I like Chronicles so much this one is you do get different leagues all in the same pack, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. So you get Premier League, La Liga, which is the Spanish league, and then I believe it's Serie A, which is the Italian league in that one. And then this one, this is just Prizm for Premier League. All right, so we got mostly Premier League stuff. That's mostly what we talked about.
And
If
then
you want
the
to,
Chronicles one, I wanted to mention the Chronicles one that he showed the first one there. If you want to hold that back up on the camera, looked into it, and you can get those for about $13.25 a pop. So
that's a
that's not
cheap
too
rip
bad.
right there, everybody.
It's
Cheap
cheaper for
rip.
3 leagues. And then number two, that English Premier League Prizm Cello is running for about 16.25 right now, which also isn't bad, but also pretty cheap rip to be honest. So
Yeah, we're doing cheap rips in the soccer field. Honestly, if you want what I think is a really good rip is 2019 Chronicles. But that one's a little bit more expensive, so we didn't buy it for the channel. But you can get some really good players in there. I don't really know, to be honest with you guys, who we're chasing in these packs, but we're gonna open them and see what we
we're gonna
get,
find out.
and I'll at least be able to tell you if that player is worth knowing. All right. And like I said, we talked only about Premier League. If you want to know more about other leagues like the Spanish league, Italian, French, or German, which they all have really cool names, like France is Ligue 1, Spanish is La Liga, German is the Bundesliga, Michael. So that's pretty cool. And then
Bundesliga.
Italia, yeah, Bundesliga, and then the Italian league is Serie A. If you want to learn anything about those, just hit me up in the comments and I'll tell you what I know about them. I know less about them than the other ones, but all right, everybody. So here we are. We're switched over to the card camera. And like Mikey just said, he's like, we're opening soccer packs and you have a baseball card
Yeah.
framed. You're damn right I do. That's the big get from the week. By big get, I mean like $20. So not really that big of a get, but I was at a card shop with my friends in Salt Lake City. And I wanted to get a Wander Franco card. This is from those baseball packs that we opened just like a last week, right? Yeah. So there he is. There's Wander Franco. So let's open the packs. All right. So the first one we're gonna open is the Chronicles.
Let's get
You
into
get
it.
15 cards. But the way it comes is in 3 little individual 5-card packs from the different leagues. So you got Serie A, La Liga, and the Premier League. Mikey, what league first?
So what leagues we have the Premier? You said, and what are the other two?
La Liga, so the Spanish one, and
Uh,
then Serie A, the Italian one.
well, let's do Premier since we've been mainly talked about the Premier League for the most part. So I said we open that one up first. Something
All right, so
people are
Premier
familiar
League
with.
pack right here. All right, let's keep that Jake tracker.
The upside down one. Which need to put the little like ticker up on the top right, just counting up one every time I flip the cards
James
there.
Tarkowski from Burnley. No, I don't know who you are. Carlos Vinicius,
Oh, I know that
rookie
guy.
card.
Nah, just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, you're a big time Vinicius, dude. Not the Vinicius that you want to find, but Semi Ajayi from West Bromwich Albion. I mean, that card's kind of cool looking with the stars and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess that's their Donruss Elite for soccer. Yeah. We got Ben Mee from Burnley. And we got Harry Kane. I mean, Harry Kane's a good player, and we got him in Spectra, so that card's maybe worth like $2 or something. But it's not his rookie card. So, but Harry Kane did amazing against Manchester City when they played just a couple days ago. So I guess shout out to Harry Kane. All right, let's open this La Liga one next.
La Liga.
So La Liga classically has probably the biggest teams in the world, right? Real Madrid and Barcelona, but not really at the level of dominance that they once were. But Oihan Sanset.
That was a good attempt.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you know who that is. Philip Malbasic. I mean, that card looks pretty.
A lot of these cards look kind of nice, to be honest.
Yeah. Let's see. This is 2020, 2021. What position do you play? Oh, he's at least an attacker, and it's a rookie card, so you know. Rafa Mir. Aitor Fernandez. And then we got another Spectra. We got Sergi Gordiola.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, that's the that's the same last name as the Manchester City coach, but I don't think that guy is related to him at all. But you know, whatever. All right, Serie A, our Italian pack here.
Italian, okay.
Gianluca Caprari. Mm-hmm. We got Simi Inwankwu. I mean, is that like Mojo? Luca Pellegrini. I feel like that is a Prizm. You know, Mikey, we might have to look into this one
Which one
because
is it? I already
it's
have it pulled up on or eBay pulled up. So what is it? 2020
Luca 2020
Chronicles.
Chronicles, Luca Pellegrini, and it says Chronicles Prizm Soccer. I'm just thinking, like, I guess I don't know in Chronicles if this is like a limited edition design, but in normal Prizm, that is a very rare design to get. So I just don't know if we have like a rare card here,
So what's it
or if
called? Like, what would it be going to be?
I don't even know. It kind of looks like Mojo, but like Mojo. Type that in, see if that
What
comes up.
was it? Mo what?
Mojo. So Luca
Mojo.
Pellegrini Mojo 2020 Prism. Let's see if that pops up anything.
Well, I don't think it's Prism, is it?
Yeah, no, I mean this is Panini
Oh, is it?
Prism.
Okay.
It's the like remember Chronicles has just a bunch of cards from different sets. You can type in Prism
Oh,
Chronicles.
I just found it here. So, nah, they're selling for late.
Yeah, like I'm thinking the player is not anything special, just like the design. I just don't know if they have this like a lot in these packs.
Sold.
What? We looking at a buck?
One of them sold for two of them sold for 1 cent.
Yes, sir.
Then like $1. Yeah, it's like a buck or less than a buck.
All right, we got Donruss Elite, Luis Felipe, and then we got Nico Barella Prism from, yeah. You know, if you're a fan of any of these clubs, you're probably not watching our stream, but you know, if you like the way any of those cards look, go ahead and hit me up and we'll get those to you. But now we're gonna open this Prism Premier League. You get 3 exclusive red, white, and blues in here, just like you do in the basketball prisms and football. So, all right, starting off the bat, we have I literally own this jersey of this guy right here, Phil Foden, for Manchester City, number 47. Sadly, I think this is 1 year away from his rookie cards. I think his rookie cards are 2019. That card would be worth some money if it was 2019, but I'm still going to put it in the hit pile because it's Phil Foden. Robbie Brady, Bruno Fernandes, big player for Manchester United, but we don't like them, so you're going over there. We got Kuyata for Crystal Palace. We got Fabian Delph for Everton. We got Solly Marsh for Brighton Hove Albion. We got Luke Thomas from Leicester City, a defender, as our rookie card. Not exactly what you want. Abu Bakar. Oh my god. Abu Bakar Kamara, forward from Fulham. Got Darnell Furlong, defender from West Bromwich Albion. We got Reece James from Chelsea. Okay, now we're getting some color cards. We got a silver Michael Hector rookie card, defender for Fulham. And now our red, white, and blues. We got Billy Sharp from Sheffield United. We got Ryan Fredericks from West Ham United. And please be a rookie card at least. Helder Costa from Leeds. Oof. And then we got a Adama Traore instant impact Prizm insert in the back there, which he's on Barcelona now. Just a little fun fact there. He left in the transfer window in January, left Wolves, and is now on Barcelona. So, I mean, we actually got some cool cards, I guess, but like I said, I don't
I'm
think any of them
pretty
are.
sure all of those, both those packs were definitely a loss.
Yep. I think you're probably right. I mean, the thing is they were so cheap that if any of these are even worth like $5, which I mean, we'll definitely do our research. We'll probably get close to making our money back, but they're probably not. We probably did lose. If you thought any of them even looked cool, like you don't know anything about soccer, but you thought the cards look cool, let us know and we'll get those to you for, just tons of money, I'm sure is what we're going to charge. Absolutely tons of money.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, I feel like it's a pretty easy decision between the two packs. I think the one with the three different leagues is a lot more enjoyable to open and it's cheaper.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not buying um 2020 soccer stuff all that much, but 2019 there are some people to chase, especially in Chronicles. I opened one of their 2019 Chronicles Cellos and got that Dusan Vlahovic card that I told you about that like raw sells for $150. So,
Yeah.
there's definitely money to be made in soccer.
All right, guys, and that was it for those two packs that we opened there. That number one was the Chronicles. Let me pull it back up here. Got the 2020 Chronicles Soccer Cello. That's the
Yeah,
one.
there's not much left to show of the pack.
Yeah, that's the
So,
one that comes with the three
three
different ones,
different.
right? And that one came with
Yep.
the Premier League, the what's the Spanish one? The La
La Liga,
Liga, and then the Italian league as well.
Serie
I
A,
think that I like that. I like that one includes three different leagues. I think that's just fun, especially for the price. Then the other one was the English Premier League
and
Prizm Cello, which is $3 more, and I
yep.
found that one to be a lot less interesting because it's just
Yeah, like so Premier League is just not really the thing to buy when you're buying packs Premier League stuff because Premier League is usually like where players go when they're already developed, right?
right
So you're not really going to get a lot of high level
or
rookies,
hyped
It's
ones
like,
or because they've already
yeah,
gone through that.
because when their rookie cards exist in like the German league or whatever, like if you're trying to chase stuff like one league specifically, I would recommend buying Bundesliga stuff, German league, because they have a lot of young
Young
players on their
prospects.
leagues.
Okay,
So, yeah.
but yeah, overall, I think we didn't do too hot. I don't think, but we'll see after we do some price checking on the cards that we opened. But anyways, guys, if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to see when we're live. Chat with us in the stream chat. Let us know what you think on what we're talking about. If you want to ask us questions, that's always welcome. Or you can let us know how you feel about the video in the comments below. But aside from that, guys, go ahead and hit that notification bell. You can see when we're going live. And I think that's really it for today's episode. A little shorter, but we'll see you guys next Monday.